You can actually box from the outside. We saw Peterson try to walk you down, which I don't think was the smartest decision. Obviously showed that. So do you think that also show people who think that you're just a come forward fighter, who think that you just put pressure, that you can actually box, utilize movement, angles and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, guys who grew up with me in the amateurs know I can box. I started out boxing. I didn't win national tournaments and win tournaments overseas and, become an Olympian because I was just a come forward fighter. I can do it both. I can box and I can come forward. But, I never really showed that game because, I always knew I could just press guys out and just beat them up. So, my coach told me to show different things and vary my style up and my punches up and just step over. So I listened to him this fight and just stepping over, using my ankles and things like that.
We're Errol. We're Errol on the side. Congratulations to you. Can you, two questions for you. The first one, can you just discuss your, you relied a lot on tremendous body punching tonight. That seemed to really, really wear him down. Is that part of Derek's plan all along, go at the body?
That's every fight. That's every fight. That's just repetition. That's what we practice in the gym. That's what we've been doing since the amateurs. We've been going to the body, body first and then go upstairs. Because the body is a bigger target than the head. So we like going to the body first, breaking the guy down, then bringing it back upstairs.
The other question is, you made your point in the ring afterwards. You said, as you said before the fight, that the fighter you want is KeithThurman. But we all know that won't be next because he's coming off the injury. He's going to fight somebody else in April. He said himself, sitting right in that spot where you guys did a press conference a couple months ago, that he didn't think the fight would happen even perhaps until 2019. You're not going to sit around and wait for him, as you said. Who out there can you fight that's not KeithThurman that can interest the fans or interest you in your next fight?
I mean, anybody. I mean, I'm not going to sit around and wait for him like I've been saying. The whole goal is this year to stay active and fight quality opponents. So right now I'm just thinking of a homecoming. I'm thinking about going home and fighting in Dallas, my next fight. So hopefully we can make that happen.
I want to answer that also, is that we are giving KeithThurman an allowance that we did not give Kell Brook, because the world expected Kell Brook to fight Errol Spence next, right? Yeah, but he's giving him a pass now. Everybody giving him a pass because he came out with surgery. Both same situations, so he shouldn't be allowed to wait for 2 years or whatever it is he wants to do. He should be able to get in there and take a fight.
Errol, over here. Congratulations on an impressive performance. This was your first fight since May. That was your first fight since August before. Do you want to be more active, and how many times do you want to fight this year?
This year I want to fight 3 times. I didn't take too much punishment. Got hit a couple times, so I'm looking to come back in either May or June and hopefully have a homecoming in Dallas. But at least 3 times a year, I would like to fight.
Errol, you had right here, then, you had mentioned that you thought that Danny Garcia lost or had a draw with Lamont Peterson. What kind of statement is this with him fighting next month? And for fans to make that direct comparison, what you did against Lamont, what he did against Lamont.
It's a big statement, like I always say, when I fight guys and they fought, another elite fighter, I always want to showcase and do better than them. Show with the Chris Algieri fight, he fought Pacquiao. Show with the Bundu fight, when he fought KeithThurman with 12 rounds. It's been showing, Kell Brook and the other fighters. So, I wanted to show that. It wasn't an easy fight. It was a lot of thought going into the fight, and a lot, especially in the inside and in the ring, because Lamont a crafty fighter. If you back up from him, if he senses any type of weakness, Lamont's going to come forward. So, my coach came up with a great game plan, and made it look kind of easy.
So you go into the ring with a conscious decision of making that direct comparison and finishing stronger than somebody else?
Not going in the ring, but doing training. We make a conscious. I think about that. I watched the Danny Garcia and Lamont fight. I seen it was a close fight. It could have went either way. So I wanted to make it look easier than that fight, and I wanted to put on a better performance than Danny did.
John Galley, New York Fights. Errol, do you piggyback off of your trainer's statements with regard to KeithThurman not getting a pass to fight you? We're in January of 2018. Obviously, we got a long way to go. Do you see any reason why that fight shouldn't be made this year? When I interviewed him earlier this month, he indicated that a lot of things regarding yourself was a little overblown, and that he's a bigger puncher than Kell Brook because he hurt Sean Porter a couple times in that fight, and Brook wasn't able to hurt him. What do you think about the likelihood of that fight if KeithThurman is able to come back and let's say April looks pretty good? What would you like to say to KeithThurman right now?
I mean, he said he's a bigger puncher than these guys, but when the last time he got a knockout? I mean, so you know that his the pedigree opponents raised, and he's not getting the knockouts anymore. You know, he was one time when he was fighting lower caliber fighters, but now he's not getting any knockouts. And I give him a pass. You know, I even said that I've been going on record and say that I let him have a tune-up fight. He's been out for a while. He just come off an injury, have a tune-up fight. But after that, it should be me.
In 2018.
Yeah, 2018. This is the beginning of the year. This is January. You have a tune-up fight March, April. Then we can fight at the end of the year.
Coach Anthony here with Behind the Gloves again. I have another question for you. So you beat Kell Brook, you beat Lamont Peterson. Do you feel that you beat, like out of all the guys in the 147 division, do you feel like you already beat the two best fighters? And if not, who do you think would be your toughest challenge at 147, other than obviously a KeithThurman as a name, but who else is out there? Who else would you like to fight?
With Lamont, he is a top 5 fighter in the welterweight division. With Kell Brook, before I beat him, everybody was saying, arguably he was the best welterweight in the division. He was a big guy, he was real sharp, he was a guy who could box and bang. It's a lot of guys for me to fight.
You got Amir Khan coming back. How about you and Amir Khan? Would you like that fight, or do you feel like,
would you like that fight?
I like the fight. I'm not saying he could win, but I like
Man down.
Interesting fight.
Let's go say you're fighting Conor McGregor.
Man down.
Right here, Errol.
Hey, Errol, correct, all TBA Boxing Talk, Dallas, Texas.
Hey, what up, man?
Before this fight, a lot of people were saying, oh, Errol can't move, he can't box. They said you was just a come-forward fighter. Did you show everybody tonight your full arsenal?
I've been told people I can do it all. Like I said before, nobody really made me box, or nobody really made me, move my head or use angles and things like that. Even with my coach, why don't you, I do it in sparring all the time. My coach in the fight, like, why don't you use your angle? Why aren't you moving, doing this? Because I didn't have to. And just today, I just felt like boxing and using my angles and things like that. But you see at the end of the round, I start coming forward.
Errol, Chris Connor here, Last Call Radio Show. Congratulations on your performance first. We're in an era now where talking trash, Twitter feuds, Instagram posts, that's how you become a big star, whether it's Connor, whether it's Floyd, whether it's Adrian. That's not you. You're not a guy who likes to talk trash. How do you build your brand? How do you become a guy who can, captivate people who are non-boxing fans, casual fans, when you don't want to go on Twitter, you don't want to go on Facebook, and I'm guessing you don't want to be one of those guys who acts like an idiot.
Sugar Ray Leonard didn't talk trash either. Sugar Ray Leonard crossed over and became that guy because his performance in the ring, his smile, he was a people's person and things like that. So.
It's funny, before you walked in here, his name came up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And things like that.
All he's got to do is keep beating people's asses like he's been
Yeah.
doing every fight out there. You don't have to play the fool. Just do what you're supposed to do. And if you're exciting enough in the ring and you're destroying top level of competition, you're going to be a star. 5 million people saw him fight on network television. 12,000 people. He don't live here in Brooklyn. It'd be nice if he did, but the man lives in Texas. He came in and there were 12,000 people here tonight. It's happening. Sorry.
Errol, you're obviously a special fighter, but Derrick James is a special trainer. Do you think he's trainer to you?
Definitely. Definitely. Especially if you look what he's done with Jamel. Jamel's a guy who used to box. He didn't get many knockouts. People was trying to call him boring and things like that. And then now, he's getting knocked. He had, I think, two knockouts that was nominated for knockout of the year. So you see it. The proof is in the pudding. Even with me, every fight I'm developing, I'm getting better. I'm getting more calmer in the ring, skills and everything else. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding that he should be coach of the year. He has 2 fighters on top of the game in both in 147 and 154.